The two swords. Sometimes the Bible includes details that don't just feel unnecessary, they feel wrong. Right before Jesus is arrested on the night everything is about to fall apart, he says something that feels completely out of character. In Luke 22:36, Jesus tells his disciples, "Let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one." That alone should make you pause. This is the same Jesus who taught turn the other cheek, the same Jesus who rebuked violence, the same Jesus who refused political power at every turn. So the disciples respond, "Lord, look, here are two swords." And Jesus says, "It is enough." Luke 22:38. Enough. For what? Two swords wouldn't protect 12 men, let alone stop Rome. They wouldn't even slow down a patrol. So if Jesus isn't preparing a rebellion, and he isn't, then why bring swords at all? The answer comes just one verse earlier. Jesus tells them plainly in Luke 22:37, "This scripture must be fulfilled in me," and he was numbered with the transgressors. That's a direct quote from Isaiah 53:12, written centuries earlier. Transgressors isn't poetic language, it's legal language, criminals, lawbreakers. For Jesus to be arrested, tried, and executed as one of them, there had to be a charge that stuck. And suddenly, those two useless swords make sense. Not enough to fight, not enough to win, just enough to qualify, enough for Rome to say he was armed, enough for prophecy to be fulfilled down to the smallest detail. And the moment someone actually uses one of those swords, Peter, in panic, Jesus shuts it down immediately. "Put your sword back in its place," he says in Matthew 26:52. This was never about violence. This was about precision. Jesus wasn't caught in the machinery of injustice. He stepped into it, fully aware, to fulfill what God had already spoken. Every move was deliberate, every detail accounted for, even the presence of two swords that never stood a chance. And here's the unsettling truth. If God is that intentional with prophecy, that precise with suffering, that careful with redemption, then nothing in your life is random either, not even the details that don't make sense yet. Those two swords weren't a mistake. They were a quiet reminder that God's plan unfolds exactly as written, sometimes through things that look completely pointless at first. And that's why you can trust the story, even when it's heading toward a cross.